everybody. Welcome to Wake Up Missoula. I'm your host, Scott Ramp.
And I'm also your host, Noelle McFoy.
And we're here to talk to you about so many stuff that's happened today.
It's many things.
First Friday.
It is.
I have Flagship Friday video of the week. And we have two guests. We have Marc Moss and we have Noreen Humes.
Yeah.
Marc Moss is here for Tell Us Something, and Noreen's talking about all those wacky pianos that you're putting
the
down.
outdoor pianos are back for the summer, which is very exciting. So she will tell us all about that.
Well, let's take a look about the weather. About that weather. Let's see what the weather's going to be like today for those pianos on the first day. 20% chance of isolated thunderstorms.
Wow.
Maybe they'll be isolated outside where the pianos are going to be, maybe.
Maybe they won't. Maybe they'll just be isolated right on top of the piano.
But it looks like all next week is going to be nice.
I know, it's supposed to be in the 90s.
Yeah?
Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, mostly sunny, 80s, 90s.
Yep.
It looks like summer is here, everyone.
Yep. And of course, I asked some people from Word on the Street all about it, and you will hear what their summer plans are and how they know it's summer in just a little bit.
Nice. Sounds good. You did a little Word on the Street, Scott?
I did a Word on the Street. Actually, I did a Word on the downtown tonight. I was just there and just like, hey, you want to do this?
That's funny that you did that because I was actually thinking about doing the same thing yesterday. I'm glad at least one of us did it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
we're going to do some social media.
Yeah, do some social media. So kick it off.
So you can find out more about Wake Up Missoula on wakeupmissoula.wix.com/wakeupmissoula.
You can also find out, like us on our Facebook page. You can follow us on Twitter. But also, MCAT has a Twitter page.
Yep.
And here it is.
Yeah, and then you can also like MCAT on Facebook. And then you can go to MCAT.org to find out about all the information about MCAT that you want to. You can live stream videos. You can check out information, summer camps, anything about MCAT you want to know. You can get onto this website and find out.
And if you're interested in coming on our show to talk about your an upcoming event, cause, or lecture, you can panel, lecture, whatever. You can contact MCAT at 542-6228, otherwise known as 542
MCAT.
Yep. I set you up every single time.
I know, and I'm just like,
what? But you can also email us mcat@mcat.org if you're too shy to call.
Yes, of course.
But of course, first we have new programming happening on MCAT with a little bit of the Missoula Cultural Council annual awards. Last year, our very own Joel Baird won. This year, the lady from the Downtown Dance Collective won the award for the MCC, Missoula Cultural Council Award. But then we have Global Public Health, and that's all happening starting early around 4 p.m. tonight. So, and then we're going to bring out Marc Moss to tell us something about, what was that event called?
Tell Us Something.
Yes, Tell Us Something. Yeah. Okay. And we'll be right back right after this.
It's a business that lives and breathes art, and it is only fitting that we recognize it for that support. Here to receive this award is the founder and director, Heather Adams.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Tom, and the Cultural Council. Thank you, Susan.
Guided information before they come down there that tells them where to go to eat and hang out. And it's about 5 minutes from the hospital. And that's all they do. They miss getting out there, being with people. They ride a taxi back and forth. And I try to encourage them to get out, because that's how you learn about another culture, is to get out and live in the culture.
All right, you were here with Marc Moss.
Yeah, he's going to tell us something.
Good morning.
How are you, Marc?
Doing great.
Good.
Been up since 5. Had a whole pot of coffee already.
That's a really cool shirt, by the way.
Thanks.
And it must be talking about what you're going to be talking about today.
I've got a couple things. We've got an event coming up on Tuesday. The main Tell Us Something event for the beginning of the summer is Oops, I Changed My Mind. At the Top Hat. Starts at 6. I would get there early. Last time in February, I got there around 4 to set up, and people were already claiming spots.
Really? Oh my gosh. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
So that's Tuesday at 6 at the Top Hat. Oops, I Changed My Mind. We have 8 storytellers, and they each have 10 minutes to tell their story. The t-shirt you can get one of your own.
Nice.
You can get that one printed if you want.
Sweet, yeah.
Tonight at First Friday over at Real Good Art Space, over near the Clay Studio, right across the street from the Clay Studio. You know that yellow creepy van?
Yeah.
Right where that yellow creepy van is.
Oh yeah, that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I love that man.
There's a visiting artist from New York City who's exhibiting there, and then around 9 o'clock, we're going to have a Story Jam event, which Story Jam is no theme, 5-minute stories. Storytellers sign up at the venue.
Nice.
And we've got a little canoe and water, and you get in a life jacket, and you'll come in and get into the canoe and tell your story.
That's hilarious. So it's visually appealing as well.
Yeah, it's going to be.
So it's kind of like it's like their totem. There's the canoes, the totem, the talking totem.
Yeah.
Could be.
Yeah.
It could go in a lot of different directions.
Nice.
But you also have a Tell Us Something Junior for young kids. You're doing it.
Yeah, it's coming up. Yeah, it's coming up at the end of June, the last week of June. We're going to have a camp for 10 to 15-year-olds. So what is that, 5th grade to 9th grade?
Yeah.
Something like that. At the ZAC, so Zootown Community Arts Center. The workshop runs from 1 o'clock until 4 o'clock for that whole week. And we will culminate with a storytelling event at the Top Hat. And theme to be determined by the youth.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Cool. That's gonna be so fun.
It's going to be really fun.
Yeah.
So how many spaces do you need to fill up the camp?
The camp, we have 12 spaces available. I think that 4 are already full.
Wow.
So yeah, and to sign up, you can either walk into the ZAC or call them up or go to their website. We also have a link on the tellussomething.org website to sign up for that workshop. And then the t-shirt printing is happening tonight at the Real Good Art Space. Jack Metcalf has printing press.
Great.
He carved this wood block, and he'll be printing t-shirts all night tonight, $10 for the shirt. The event is free to attend if you decide you want to come.
It's a great shirt.
Yeah.
Good job.
And Tell Us Something that's happening next Tuesday at 6 p.m. at the Top Hat.
That's right. Lots of stuff going on. But yeah, 6 o'clock at the Top Hat next Tuesday.
Cool.
And the next one is coming up in August?
No. After the one at the Top Hat this Tuesday at 6 p.m., there's one at the Peace Farm in July, a non-alcoholic event, July 25th. And the theme for that is Why I Stayed.
Ooh, that's a good theme.
Yeah.
That's a really good theme.
And so we're actually still looking for storytellers for Why I Stayed.
Sweet. Spots are open, everyone. Check that
All right.
out.
Well,
Yeah.
one more time, let's plug your website.
Yeah, tellussomething.org. That's where you can go to subscribe to the podcast, listen to old episodes. We've incorporated video this year, and we're slowly uploading video onto the website and YouTube. So all kinds of great stuff there going on.
Awesome. Okay, so Tuesday, Top Hat, 6 p.m.
That's right.
Great.
Cool.
Is there anything else before we let you go?
I think that's all I got.
Well, thank you very much, Mark.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. So coming up, we have Noreen Humes to talk about those wacky pianos that'll be downtown. So stay with us.
Oh, hey! We didn't notice you there. Say, we're at an MCAT camp right now, and over the past summer, we've had many of them, so many that I can't keep track. And during these camps, we've had groups making movies all day long. It's a really great thing. And you can sign your child up today. The thing is, MCAT camps are amazing and fun, and everyone loves them. So, if you're thinking of camps to put your child in this summer to get them away from you, choose MCAT, because we know what we're doing, I think. And everything is just spectacular. Here I am, cat. Here I am, cat. Everything is cool. Here I am, cat. Here I am, cat. Everything is cool with a K.
SouthernDowntown.com/piano.
Oh, sorry, we're back.
Didn't mean to play that other one.
Yep.
But we're here with Noreen, and so we're going to talk about the pianos. The pianos are back. So tell us all about this.
So, gosh, it's been so fun. We have named the program Play It Missoula. And we have 3 pianos downtown this year. Last year we had 2. We have one additional one that's going to be on the hip strip, underneath the hip strip mural that is newly placed on the Penwell building.
Yeah, that was really cool. I like that.
Yeah, so the same artist who did that also painted the piano that's going to be there. And we've had artists work on these pianos for 2 months, and we're about ready to pull them out and roll them onto the sidewalks this morning.
Yay!
Wow.
Yeah.
And so they're decorated already.
They are painted,
Awesome.
yes.
Awesome,
Yes.
yeah. Because I remember last year they weren't.
Yeah, it took us a while to figure that out, and then we had Zach kids after school program paint them, and it was pretty late in the season, so this year was
last year was a
different.
trial run.
Yeah, it
and
was.
So this year you guys cut it under.
Yeah, it's been pretty fun.
Cool.
And is this the right website I pulled up?
So /pianos.
Yep.
And so Play Missoula, and it shows, it actually maps where the pianos are going to be. There's 3 downtown this year, and then there's actually 2 outside of downtown. One is at the Starving Artist Cafe on Reserve, and the other one is at the Broadway Inn on West Broadway.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Wow.
That's exciting. And so those are both inside, right?
Correct. Well, the Broadway Inn is in their courtyard,
Okay.
but it's under a tent. It's protected.
Oh.
The Starving Artist Cafe is inside.
And then, of course, we have one next to Betty's Divine, from what I hear.
That's the hip strip piano.
one. Okay.
And then North Higgins near Warden's Market.
Where it was last year.
Well, it's down a little bit from there. And then the Bank Street Pocket Park near Hunter Bay Coffee is the same location as it was.
And then what are the plans for weather? To protect the pianos?
Yeah, so we tarped them last year, and those 2 are now officially dead because they got too wet at certain times. And I put them on Craigslist, and they've gone to a home for artistry, and they're going to pull out the parts and use them.
Oh, that'd be fun.
I didn't have to take it to the dump, which I was excited about.
Good.
So we have Jacob Noah with Noah's Fabrics going to create custom covers. Those won't be on today, but they'll be on probably in a week. And they're clear vinyl, so people can still see the artistry and the creation of the piano. But then you can roll up the front and still play. So hopefully they'll be much better protected this year.
Yeah. That sounds great.
Yeah.
That sounds awesome. And
Yeah.
so what time is the unveiling?
So we start picking up at 10, and will be the first piano to be delivered will be the hip strip one, and that'll be about 10:30, 10:45.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Pretty
And
exciting.
So who is donating some of these pianos? Who are you donating?
So the community has, I just get calls all the time wanting, do you want my piano? And of course I have challenges with where to store them, and First Interstate Bank in downtown has been super gracious about storing them for the winter. Raleigh Dots with Dots Piano and Jeff Stickney for tuning and repairs. Everybody's been amazing with giving me discounted services, and this program is mainly funded by the Missoula Downtown Foundation and the Downtown Business Improvement District.
Awesome.
And we got some grant money from the Community Forum, so it's just a collaboration and a super fun community project.
Awesome. That sounds wonderful.
And if people want to get in touch with you guys, where can they go?
They can go to the website, MissoulaDowntown.com/pianos, or they can just find me on the website and contact me or call 543-4238.
Great.
Cool.
Well, thanks for joining us. This is exciting. When I heard about these pianos, it's like, we got to get her on. Like,
I know.
stats.
Right now.
Right now.
It's been so fun.
I'm very excited too. Yeah,
Yes.
I can't wait. Cool. Anything else before we let you go?
Just, it'll be a fun summer with pianos out.
Yeah, play them. Have fun, everyone. Cool. Thanks, Noreen.
Yeah,
We'll
thank
be
you.
right back after this.
School's out. Yeah, you're non-school. Typically don't really care about work anymore. And I'm wearing this, so yeah. I don't know, I've just done a bunch more stuff outside, like eating outside. Went to the out to lunch yesterday. I'm here today.
It's like 85 degrees.
June 1st, there's people down here in Karis Park. Ladies are out.
I know it's summer because the rivers are up, and I like to float, so it's one of my favorite things to do in the Missoula area.
Well, it's stuff like this. Light outside, events are showing up, and people are surfing, so it's hot. It's hot.
Summer means we put our skis away and we take our bikes out, pretty much. Well, it actually means we're biking more than we're skiing, and then you know it's summer.
The first time that I can wear a dress without a light jacket is also a great indication. The kayakers, that kind of thing.
I would say sunshine, but it kind of, that doesn't really work out.
Float in the river. Yeah, for sure. We're going to that concert. Yeah, we're going to some concerts and like music festivals, one in Canada. Yeah.
Whenever we can, we like to make little impromptu outdoor shows on our own, like at Al's and Vic's and stuff like that on the patio.
Let's float the middle fork of the salmon end of July.
Have you done it before?
I have.
What's it like?
It's a wild trip, 7 days with rapids and good friends.
Here in Missoula, probably surfing and climbing the M at night. Yeah, hanging out down here with all the activities going on. Climbing, road trips. You know.
Just kind of hanging out down here at the park, Karis Park, for out to lunch and out to dinner. And I love outdoor concerts. I play music and I love playing outside and just being outside 20 hours a day.
This summer, we're gonna go work at the university for the rep. I'm a scenic painter and he's a scenic builder. We're gonna go work on that together. It's never an indication that school's over that summer's ready because it just keeps going. You keep working. So that's not the clue, but liking to work, that's another thing. Something when you enjoy what you're doing because then you get to enjoy the rest of the day because there's still light outside.
Probably go into Glacier and try to see a grizzly bear or Yellowstone, see some wildlife, get out to where there's no people. I think it's the length of the daylight actually, and being able to get away from crowds up in the mountains.
I think the best way to enjoy the summer is, well, wait till the river is safe, but try to get wet every day.
Yeah.
It's just not very long here, because it's still too high even now, but yeah, just try to get wet every day. That's the way to do it.
I can do it.
All right, and that was good old fashioned just playing in the background. just
Yeah,
kinda
they're
hanging
a
out.
great band. They're very good.
They're a fun band.
They are a fun band.
Like, you have a good band when a band just wants to hang out and have
Yeah,
some fun.
yep.
But later in the show we have Flagship Friday, the kids featuring from CS Porter's
Yeah.
Flagship After School program,
Yay.
and I have City Council.
Yeah, CC.
And
City
it's really interesting because I learned something new on City Council about trees. So we'll talk about a little bit about that
okay,
after Noelle and her events.
Yeah, so you guys, it's Friday. It is First Friday. That wasn't as dramatic as
Hallmark or Boomer?
Scott's, yeah. Hallmark.
Because we have it timed out and everything.
I know, that's true. And ASAP, like, musical and just so great. Okay, so it's First Friday. So the events that I'm going to talk to you guys about are all your First Friday events for this evening. So up first, we have got an Artists Along the Bitterroot Studio Tour. This is going to be located at 493 Warp Drive out in Corvallis. So this is a First Friday event that you got to travel to. And so this is for the weekend, and there are about 25 artists ranging from bronzes, sculptures, painting in acrylic, oil, and watercolor, pottery, leather, photography, mixed mediums, glass, pencil, custom jewelry, textile arts, and metals. And they're going to create a bunch of different art along the Bitterroot. Yeah, so you can check that out. Go out to Corvallis anytime the weekend, and anytime during the weekend, and just see what they're creating. That's 493 Warp Drive in Corvallis. Up next at the Missoula Art Museum, we've got an American Abstract Artists show, and this is it's was founded in 1936 in New York City to promote and foster understanding of abstract and non-objective art. So they've got a bunch of different artists that are coming, and they're going to, show their artwork.
Show art.
Yeah, show art, pretty much, yeah.
Hey.
So it's like an education gallery as well as an art gallery. And I've got a picture of, an example of their artwork, so I'll show that for you guys as soon as it loads.
Wow.
Loading. Okay, so here's some abstract art. Pretty sweet. So that's something
Pyramids,
that you'll be able
triangles.
to see. Yeah.
Can you count all the triangles in this picture?
So that is something that you'll see at the Missoula Art Museum tonight, starting at 10 a.m. Yeah. And then, so now we've got evening First Friday stuff. So the Montana Natural History Center, they have got a First Friday gallery opening for artist Karen Savoy. She does painting and usually just does like natural landscapes and animals. Here's a photo of one of her paintings. And so this is a little taste of something you'll see tonight. It's actually really, really neat.
I think that's cool.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's like a bear staring at a forest fire.
Oh, I wonder too. Yeah, she's got a lot of really cool colors in there.
Or maybe a bear rising from the ashes of the fire.
Like a phoenix.
Like a phoenix. Art.
So inspirational over here. So at Joseph Coates Yarns and Fibers, they've got a First Friday gallery showing. This is based on work by Sky Fowler. And I'm going to read you guys their little blurb, what Sky says. My work is based upon the exploration of my ever-changing identity. By manifesting, emphasizing, and dramatizing individual characteristics or personas, I play with the world's perception of my visual identity as well as my own. Yeah, here's a little photo of something that you can see tonight of their artwork.
Oh.
Yeah, so
kind of
luckily,
like tentacles and clouds.
Yeah, it's really neat. So from 5 to 9 at Joseph Coat Yarn and Fiber Shop downtown. Yeah, I know. Thankfully, all these artists have put pictures up so you guys can at least get a little taste of what you'll see tonight. Gecko Designs, they are going to be hosting Troy Case and Glory Lawson. And they do, so Troy uses ceramic, steel, and wood to create sculptures resembling engines and other inventions of genius. And then Glory Lawson used mixed media paintings of highly textural, and they contain vibrant hues balanced by subdued areas of visual stillness. So here is a photo of both of their artworks. You guys can check that out. Yeah, so Glory's is on the right, and then the other one's on the left, which is pretty cool. That engine looks neat. And so you can see how their styles influence their art. And then at Base, which is located at 725 West Alder Street, they have got something called the Ukulele Canvas. And it's a statewide art project celebrating 35 years of VSA Montana, making the arts accessible for all. So you can view a silent auction of ukulele art projects designed by students from across the state of Montana. So it's from 5 to 8, 725 West Alder Street. Up next, we've got Repertoire Art and Design. They've got Sculpture is Rad. And so this is pretty much Sculpture's Rad. They just have a bunch of rad sculptures. So here's a photo of what you get a taste of what you may see tonight at the gallery. Some pretty rad sculptures. Yeah.
I agree with that statement.
Thanks, Scott. All right, and this next one looks pretty interesting. So J.R. Alano, he is going to be at the E3 Convergence Gallery, and his art showing is called Archaic Dogma and Hermetic Hearsay. And so this will be from 5 to 9, E3 Convergence Gallery, and I will show you guys a photo of one of his artworks.
Oh, I think it's heresy.
Heresy. I think, didn't I say heresy?
You said hearsay.
Oh, hearsay?
Yeah.
Heresy. Sorry, everyone. But here is a photo of one of his artworks, which that's pretty neat. Yeah.
That's pretty steampunk.
Yeah. And so he is a painter. And so that is all used with classical oils.
Wow.
Yeah, pretty good. And so that will be at 5 p.m. this evening.
Oh, just like with any kind of oil painting, it's hard.
It is
and
hard.
it just leaks a lot of times. I've known artists, and it's like oil painting is like Oh man, it's really difficult because as soon as it gets too hot, like it starts to melt.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, and then up next, we've got First Friday at Ecology Project International. This will be at the Swift Center, which is located at 315 South 4th Street East. And so this is just put on by the Ecology Project International, and they're going to celebrate 15 years of youth conservation and education with local art, live local music by Soul City, and they're going to have a bunch of food. So that'll be good. You know, that always draws people in. They have raffles, and you could win a cruise for 2 to the Galapagos Islands. Sounds awesome. Yeah, so they've got a bunch of artists just celebrating conservation with youths, and that'll be at the Swift Center starting at 5 p.m. Then we've got First Friday Montana Triennial at the Missoula Art Museum. And so you can go there and explore 8 exhibits and take in an artist gallery talk from 5 to 8. Caleb Fay, the director at the Holter Museum. I'm sorry, you guys. It's been a rough morning. At the Holter Museum of Art, he is going to discuss the trends of contemporary art in Montana and share his observations about the Montana Triennial.
Yep. Yeah. And of course, our very own Rick Phillips will be providing a lot of art videos.
Oh yeah.
Because of all these new galleries, all this new stuff. A lot of new stuff's happening in this First Friday. So all new galleries, all new artists, all new stuff going on for sure.
Yeah, things are switching over. Well, it's summer now. And how do you know it's summer, Scott?
When it gets really hot.
Yeah. It's June 1st.
When he asks me a question, I'm going to answer like a little kid. When it gets hot. Remember?
Yeah.
You know.
Yep.
I've interviewed kids on the street too. It's just like.
I know. They're so.
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
That's crazy, kids. At Montana Art and Framing, they have got a gallery called Salt Mine. And so this is by a Salt Mine group. And this is a group of people that feature contemporary works in drawing, painting, collage, printmaking, and sculpture. It's made up of artists Karen Rice, Kathleen Malloy, Stephen Glugert, Kathleen Hurley Palloy, Edgar Smith, Peter Kiefer, and Bev Glugert. So this will be at 709 Ronan Street. Yeah, so check out this group art gallery. Up next, we've got Berkshire Hathaway Home Services of Montana. They are putting on a First Friday art showing. And so this is put on by Christian Ives, who is a painter. And so this is his showing. And his pieces are usually his pieces are a combination from the last and experiments as much as. That didn't make sense. I'm sorry. So here's a photo of it. I know. I'm trying to read as talking, and here's a photo of it. Oh, there's me.
Hi.
Here is a photo of his artwork.
Nice.
Yeah. Super nice.
Oh, you don't have to bring it back to us if you don't want to.
Oh, I do.
Okay.
I don't want to close up today. And then, you guys, this is kind of really sad. So Monty Dolak is closing his gallery. Yeah, it's really sad. Yeah, so this is the last First Friday at the Monty Dolak Gallery. So you guys check it out. You know, give him some support. He's been around for a long time, and he has been on his gallery he's had his gallery for a really long time too. I was reading something in The Independent where, Dave Letterman has stopped doing a show.
Oh.
So Monty Dolak opened his gallery the first week that David Letterman started his show.
Oh, so he's just using this as an excuse to quit. No, I'm just kidding.
It's kind of interesting, how it kind of coincided, and he's been 30.
Everybody's
years.
quitting. Like you got David Letterman. Of course, Jay Leno did it like a year ago, and now everyone's starting to jump on that boat too.
Yeah.
Like you got Daily Show, Jon Stewart. You got David Letterman, Jay Leno.
Things are changing.
A lot of things.
Changes in the air. Yeah.
Changes in the air.
Smell that change. Yeah. So check out his galleries. Go show him some support. Give him a hug. Don't cry, please. Yeah. And so it'll just be his last gallery. So check that out. That'll be at 5 p.m. And then the Loft of Missoula, they have got a First Friday event. This is put on by Crystal Kingston, is the artist. And I'll read you guys a quote that she says, "My art strives to elicit reflection upon how we are connected to each other through the natural world." Yeah.
That alone should get you to the Loft.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Get look.
Yeah. The Clay Studio Missoula has got some First Friday stuff going on too. They're having the Figure in Montana. So it brings together 7 artists in various stages of their careers, from emerging to established. And they are working in clay that have each person has a diverse approach to how they handle their ceramics. And so I'll show you guys a photo of one of their artists. Once it loads, loading.
Boom.
Yeah.
Aw.
That's super cool. I love that gold specks in there. So that's a little taste of something that you guys will see tonight. And it's 7 different artists. It'll be on display in the Clay Studio from June 5th to the 28th. And it starts at 5:30 this evening. Up next, so we've got First Friday Parents' Night Out. So Mismo Gymnastics, you can drop off your kid at 5:30 and pick them up at 9:30, and then you and your significant other can go out and enjoy a nice evening together. So that's nice. It's good that Mismo does this. Yeah, so no registration. Oh, I guess you do need to register. So drop-ins are welcome if space is available. Call 728-0908 to register, but I'm sure there's plenty of space. Yeah, they've got quite a big gym.
Most people will be downtown.
Yeah. Or if you don't want to do that, you want to keep your kids with you, you can go to Family Friendly Friday with Lockwood at the Top Hat Lounge. It's from 6 to 8, and it's every Friday. But, tonight's First Friday, so I'm sure it'll be a little more exciting and a lot more busier.
Yeah, and you don't have to worry about your kids going crazy, because everybody's kids go crazy. So the level is all the same.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you don't have to be embarrassed about your child screaming, because everyone else is
going to be screaming.
Yeah. And then some adults may be screaming too.
Oh yeah, their kids. Like, stop doing that. Get your finger out of that.
Yeah. That's a socket. What are you doing?
No, that's terrible.
We're terrible. I know.
Yeah,
sorry,
we're
everyone.
awful. We're like saying the worst possible scenario.
None of that is going to happen. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah. Okay.
Kids go crazy, listen to music. Parents get a drink.
Well, and it's such a wonderful... I think that it's such a great thing for the community, because, they've got to have an outlet so parents can just chill and their kids can...
I could never see those kids going there pre-renovation of the Top Hat.
Pre-renovation.
Now it's renovate. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see what they're going to do with the Wilma.
I'm very curious myself.
They said they're going to keep a lot of the old school aesthetics of the Wilma with a little modern twist.
Interesting.
I'm pretty sure they'll probably just put hardwood floors on a lot of places.
Yeah.
I don't know. Keep it keep it all Montana country style.
I think they should. The Wilma is such a staple in Missoula. They need to keep it classic, I feel like.
Oh yeah.
They have to. Yeah. Okay, Downtown Dance Collective, they have got recent works by Hannah Minsky. She is showing her work, and so she describes her show. The gallery before you is a collection of her experiences and inspirations. Hannah sees beauty and grace manifested in both landscapes and in the way people move. She hopes that these images will fill you with awe and make you say, I want to go there, or I wish I could make my leg do that, and then actually follow through with it.
Oh, Downtown Dance Club.
Yeah, it'll be dance. Yeah, so that starts at 6 p.m. Go check that out if you're interested. And then we already talked about that one. And then we've got traditional Irish music at the Union Club. So now we are going into music for the evening.
Cool.
So traditional Irish music at the Union Club starting at 6 p.m. Everything that you want to hear in a traditional Irish band. Yeah. And then Free Cycles has got a show this evening starting at 6:30. Ticket Sauce and 3-Year Dog is going to be playing, and it is from 7 to 10. They've got a special acoustic opener that they're not even going to tell us about.
Oh no.
Whoa. Yeah.
Maybe just cash for junkers.
Yeah. Something.
Well, Ticket Sauce are Leif Christensen is in that band.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And 3-Year Dog, they're everywhere.
Yeah.
They're like, I guess they're the Kung Fu Congress of this year.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I totally agree. Yeah, so Free Cycles is always fun. Check that out. That is located on First Street, just off of Orange. Yeah.
I love this picture.
So let me
we should show people.
I'm just gonna show you guys this photo before I even say anything.
And he's a composer.
As
you can see by his hands.
Pianist. He's performing Beethoven, Chopin, Liszt, and Kirchner. Well, he'll be located at 405 University Drive, and he's a renowned pianist and composer. And so he's going to be playing a concert at 405 University Drive, UCC of Missoula. So check that out. That starts at 7 p.m. And it didn't say if it costs anything.
There is a UCC, because there's University Center
of Missoula.
And then UCC is actually I guess it's the University Center Church. It's their church just off of Arthur?
I think, yeah, University
Avenue. University Street. Yeah, University Avenue. Yeah. It's that little church just past Helen. I've been there. I did a shoot there not too long ago.
Did you? How was it?
It was short. I had Ron relieve me after like 10 minutes. I'm just like, thank you. See ya.
I can't do this anymore.
Well, I had other things going on.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many commitments everyone had that day. And it's a Sunday too. It's weird. Anyways, that's another tale for another time. Actually, I just kind of told you the whole story, so that
that was it. There's no
there's no other story.
No secrets. Okay, so often I'll talk about Mary Place and Blue Moon, and they are these like really great, smooth, sultry jazz and blues band, but they are playing tonight, but without Mary Place. She might be there, but Blue Moon is going to be at Brooks and Brown's at 7:30 to 10 tonight.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a long.
I know, that's a long time, yeah. Good job, you guys, yes. And then at the Zootown Arts Community Center, they have got some music called, so bands are Soap Scum, Magpies, and Fallow. This is starting at 8 p.m. Okay, I guess it's a hot contemporary 90s band. Some of these are hot contemporary 90s bands.
Nice.
Yeah. $5 gets you in. I'm sure it's 18 and up. Their events usually are.
Yeah, they're usually. I mean, if it's not age specified, then everyone can go.
Yeah. So check that out. Stage 112 has got some music. Cobra and the Lotus, Romantic Rebel, and Kaleido. I'm sorry.
Kaleido?
Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's like EI that the I is emphasized, which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
German.
And so these guys are from Canada, and they're a heavy metal band. Ooh. And it's kind of cool because it's led by a bunch of women. They're like lead guitarist and vocalist is a woman. And I'm just stoked on that because you don't see very many women in heavy metal.
Yeah, and Canada, I went to the Lionel Hampton Jazz Festival back in the day, and there's a lot of schools from Canada that emphasize on singing, cool. Really good singing. The high schools are really in depth with their singing up in Canada, so I think it's going to be a really great show.
Yeah, it should be. So this will be at Stage 112. Starts at 8 p.m. $10 in advance and day of the show. So $10, 18 and up. Sounds like it should be a pretty fun show. I mean, if you're interested in metal and want to see a leading female vocalist and guitarist in a metal band, check it out.
Yeah, that's not at the Dark Horse.
Yeah, and like Scott said, Canadians are really into their music.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or you can switch gears and go with something a little lighter, like Celtic women.
This picture's ridiculous too.
Let me show you guys this photo.
I can't wait to get married. Okay, I'm tired of making fun of them. That's mean. Wait, go back to them real quick. They all have different kinds of hair.
Yeah, they do.
Yep.
Yeah, they do. Well, I just thought it was kind of funny because the metal show, there have been posters around that, and everyone's just wearing black, and it's dark black, and now we switch gears to nice, light, white Celtic women.
Yeah, but if you see a lot of people wearing matching black outfits, they're either a band or improv group.
Yeah. That's very true.
Improv.
That's very true. Well, there was a little article about the metal band that's coming, and underneath it said, there was a quote by one of them, and it was our manager said that we can wear whatever color we want in this photo shoot as long as it's all black. Yeah.
That's awesome.
I thought it was funny.
We can wear whatever you want. Make it black.
It seems to be the case with the Celtic women. They can wear whatever the color they want as long as it's white.
Yes.
Yeah. So Celtic Women will be at the University of Montana.
And they're
8
earlier.
p.m. tonight.
They'll probably be earlier, so you can go to this one. Then you can go to all black, start all white, and go all black, and be all zing and zang, or yin and yang. Why did I say zing and zang?
Zing and zang. Crazy stuff. Yeah, so that will be at the University of Montana, 8 p.m. Adams Center. Check it out, everyone. And up next, Pay Dirt will be at the Union Club at 9 for free. Safety Helmet will be at the Dark Horse at 9:30. Dakota Poor Man Band will be at the Sunrise Saloon at 9:30. And In Walks Bud with Off in the Woods will be at the Top at 10. That's what's going on for tonight. As always, you can check out MissoulaEvents.net. You can check out the Independent, the newspaper. They have all the, all the stuff going on. But we're gonna switch gears and we're gonna go over to Asaph.
Yep.
Hello, Asaph.
Morning.
What do we got today?
Well, this is going to be probably a little unusual. I'm going to talk about what I consider to be a lost art form. And we're talking about bebop jazz. And the way the way that is demonstrated in music, they have what's called eighth notes. So when you do them, it goes like this, da, 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 just playing straight, the two notes.
Yeah.
It's two notes in one beat. Mm-hmm. Now when you do jazz, it's written the same way, but instead of going da 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 da, it swings da da do da do da do da do da do, and that's kind of a generic version of swing and jazz. I demonstrated that because we're going to talk about a man named Frederick Dwayne Hubbard, known to the world as Freddie Hubbard. He was born in 1938, and you guys probably never heard of him. He was an American jazz trumpeter, and he was also known for playing what's called bebop, hard bop, and post-bop styles, primarily in the 50s and 60s. And of course, that fell out of favor when the early rock and roll, like Buddy Holly and Elvis and all that came about. But Freddie Hubbard was in high school, he was fortunate enough to take trumpet lessons from a guy named Lee Katzman, who recommended he go to a conservatory. And he went to a conservatory like I did, but the difference is he switched over to jazz after he got all that training. So
cool.
There's not much information on his career as far as awards. Just at age 20, he got his first job like I did when I was 20. And he went into the jazz world, and he just made some albums and did a little bit of behind-the-scenes music work. And of course, in the 70s, he achieved his highest fame, and the critics started going after him because he wasn't doing his jazz anymore.
Really?
Yeah, he was doing more commercial stuff. Smart move.
Yeah, I think it is a smart move.
And I don't get critics anyway. Why do they always attack people? They must be frustrated musicians or something. Yeah. But listen to this clip right here of him.
So.
I think one of the reasons why that kind of jazz kind of fell out of favor is because every song is like what he's doing. It's like, it's just song after song.
Yeah.
And I think it wears thin on most people.
Yeah, so instead of just like a high and a low or like a middle part.
Yeah, it's just kind of, it's like a sandwich. Like they'll play the melody like Girl from Ipanema, then they use those chords and just take off doing whatever.
Yeah.
And then they go back and do the melody. And you can't really dance to bebop, and I think a lot of teenagers at that time wanted to dance. That's why Glenn Miller was so popular, and Harry James, and then as rock and roll came out, Buddy Holly, Elvis, and all the rest, you could always dance to their music. But bebop, you can't really dance to it.
Yeah, it's hard.
It's just song after song, and I think after about 20 minutes, it can wear thin on anybody.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, it is a lost art form to me, and if you make a living playing bebop, I think you're going to have to get a job.
Hey, so, it might have a comeback.
Yeah.
Definitely, for sure.
Bebop might have a comeback.
Well, if it does, it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah.
And there's not much about his career, so I just wanted to kind of demonstrate.
Is he still alive?
No, we lost him in 2008.
Okay.
He's one of the rare few that made a living in this style of music, like Dizzy Gillespie and Charlie Parker. But they're like in the minority.
Yeah. Where is he from?
It doesn't really say. It just. Oh, okay. He was born in Indiana, Indianapolis, Indiana.
Okay. And then where did he go to his conservatory?
It just says the Jordan College of the Arts.
Okay.
I assume that's in Indiana too. There was just not much info about this musician, and there's not a lot of info about a lot of these musicians that spent their time playing bebop. A lot of them played in clubs, like in the 50s and 60s, and probably limited audience too. Very limited. Yeah, not much TV. I've seen him maybe once or twice on TV in my whole life growing up.
Wow.
Yeah, and even when you watch the music awards, you don't see jazz trumpeters or classical trumpeters coming out. It's usually the singers.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. Thanks, Asaph.
My pleasure.
Well, I want to talk a little bit about city council. No, I'm sorry. I just introduced it like Hallmark or Bookmark. All right. It's just you just made da 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 da. Anyways, okay. So the first thing I want to talk about is parks and conservation.
Nice.
City of Missoula emissions inventory update. Chase Jones and Carolyn Lauer. Here's the background: actions to reduce operational emissions, energy consumption, and associated costs while working to achieve the goals outlined in the city's conservation and climate action plan. The key word we're talking about is ClearPath, which is a tool used to measure raw data to see how much carbon emission is being produced. I learned something new, and that was decaying trees produce methane.
Oh wow!
Which is one of those big contributors to carbon emissions.
Oh,
so
very interesting.
I think this is honestly, in my personal opinion, I think it would be a great resource for people to collect dying trees for recycled wood purposes for the future, and that would totally lower the carbon emission.
That's super interesting.
Yes.
I didn't know that at all.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So that's a really cool thing that I learned, and of course this is the top 5 producers of carbon emissions back in 2008. No. Oh well.
Technical difficulties.
Oh wow, it just kind of canceled out on me. But of course, let's see. Sorry.
Yeah, so, I didn't know that. That's pretty cool. So then, do you know, did it say, what percent?
I'm going to skip this. I'll have to skip the parks and conservation for a little bit. But I do have in conclusion, the focus of the meetings was to look at the trends of the growing city compared to the emissions being produced. And it's fair to say that things are looking better.
Good.
Because back in 2008, we have the same emissions as we do in 2014, which to, in layman's terms, it would be I guess nothing has really changed in 6 years, which is good because Missoula has been growing.
Yep.
And
that's awesome.
it's the fact that it's staying the same is that we're on the right path. Yep. So that's the kind of what they were talking about for most of the meeting. I think I do have the quotes for the next meeting. There was a huge power outage on that Wednesday for committee meetings, and everything got cut off right at that certain point. And I got a couple quotes, but for some reason my computer's now just stopped. But it looks like I do have the next meeting, which is the Budget Committee of the Whole, and they're talking about
water acquisition.
Well, actually, the water acquisition, that was a really short thing. So there's not much to tell you about the water acquisition because the judge hasn't decided yet. But as of right now, the city of Missoula has spent $2.9 million in this water acquisition. Wow. And of course, the next meeting is the Budget Committee meeting, and they're talking about the budget for the police department in the city of Missoula is $13.9 million this year. And Mike Brady, the chief of police, highlights of this year's budget, and I'm going to show you this right now.
So some of the expenses that we had for 15, we had $3,750 a month that went to Mr. Tremblay for his monitoring of all of our reports. We had additional expenses for him when he would travel and do site visits and things. We moved the detective division into space. We created the sex and violent crimes unit, and so those expenses have been added to our 16 budget. The full-time officer was the BID officer that we hired with the 2011 funding, and we have a year retention requirement on that, but the funding is ending in 15. And then there's the numbers that the funding for the SBU detective will be impacting our budget for the coming years.
Yeah, so of course he has a lot more to talk about, and you can see the whole, all the highlights and where the money is going to in this fiscal year of 2015 as well. But of course, the next thing I want to talk about is developmental services, and these are the services used for building in the infrastructure and new buildings and stuff with maintenance and licensing of permits and stuff like that. For downtown Missoula, and it's an important resource, and they are the one of the spearheaders for our Missoula, which is the way Missoula is going to be changing for the next 20 years. And of course, that was just a little background on what's going on with that. And this is Mike Haynes, Director of Developmental Services, talking about the city's developmental budget, which totals about $5 million. Oh, and there's no video, of course. But of course, I can actually just talk about it. Here's the slideshow, of course. You can see all the chunks and all this stuff. There's the biggest one is licensing and permits, which is about a little under $2 million. There's the
intergovernmental revenues.
The intergovernmental revenues is the red, which is about $1.5 million. There's charges for services and just other funding sources, which totals about $5 million. And this is the money that goes to the developmental services. But then the amount of money they actually spend is about $4.5 million. So they have a good amount of chunk of money left over from the year before, but they usually use it for like fees and a couple. From what Mike Haynes said, he spent the money on, I guess, consulting fees and stuff like that for development services. And plus, since this is a big year for dramatic change with the city plan and all that stuff, it's staying within budget.
Nice.
The idea is that's the issue with government, is that if you don't use the money, you lose it. So there's a lot of steps that they have to make sure that they use all the money that they get. Otherwise,
they lose it.
They lose.
And then they don't get as much next year.
Yeah, and then they have to push really hard to get that kind of money as well.
Yeah.
And of course, it looks like I do have a last quote from him because some of them work and some of them don't. I don't know. Some things doesn't work out.
It's Friday.
And of course, Mike Haynes thinks things are going smoothly in the development services, and this is what he has to say.
I mean, it's been very positive. It's mostly looking at the big picture rather than looking at any given project at a time, but it's a great way for us to exchange information. And, the various folks that have been there have made recommendations, particularly for example, of things that we can, additional things that we can provide online or online services. We can provide things on the website, and I think we've been very responsive to that. So it's going great. Thanks for the question.
Yep. So of course he was asking like how easy it has become lately, and they're doing a lot of internet-based stuff and like license through online. Streamline a lot of projects and stuff to make it easier for people to. Do this online license and stuff, and rather than going all the way down to the city, I think they usually they don't really go to City Hall, they always go down to the courthouse and the licensing division where you get your license plate, and it's not as bad as the DMV, but it's still, whatever.
Pretty bad.
Yeah, but it's still a small town. Like, it's not like you're in a big, huge city where you put your thing down, a couple months later they call you and says, oh yeah, sure, you can do it.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's just to basically change the size of your sign, which a lot of times is what it is. A lot of these meetings are like Board of Adjustments and a lot of city stuff. Like I skip a lot of the committee meetings specifically because they're talking about land use and all that stuff. I mean, if there's something controversial, like say, they haven't really, they've been talking about the Missoula College a little bit more about certain things and determining where they can start a parking lot and stuff like that. And of course, I don't think they have an idea of a new parking lot so far. But I think, this committee meeting was very enlightening, of course, especially the Parks and Conservation. I suggest that you watch the whole thing. I think the whole thing should be online right now. Of course, a big chunk of it was missing because of the power outage on Wednesday. It was about like 10:30-ish, and it came back after like 20 minutes. So.
Oh, did it? That's good.
So, that about does it for my city council report. But I want to spend this last 5 minutes talking about Flagship Friday.
Yeah.
And this is the kids of C.S. Porter, and the movie is called Watch Out for Jack! Exclamation point.
What's going on? I just can't look away.
Need your fan.
What are you doing?
It's so hot.
Email, there was something. Dude, stop messing around. We're already 5 minutes late.
Yeah!
Or just add to our thinking about how the bus came. Yeah. Anyway, you can tell him that the funny.
Finally, outside.
Oh, what do you want to do?
I don't know. You want to play baseball?
The sprinklers are on.
You want to go swing?
Yeah, sure.
Wait, no, man. Jack's there.
Oh, yeah. Hi. You want to just go to the other side of the school and stick country?
Yeah.
So what
How did I get my socks off?
Why is he following us?
I don't know. Let's walk a little bit faster.
What a beautiful. No! Help me! Help me!
OMG, they got Walker!
Every Tuesday!
Let's get out of here. One friend you are, Mateo. Hey guys, are you ready from Jack? Do you want to play some basketball?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot about basketball.
Basketball's
so
fun!
No, I love basketball.
Basketball's fun! Your hair will make a nice plaque on my wall!
God. Stay back.
Stay back, person! Stay back, person! Stay back, person!
This man clearly has a disease.
Come here! Come here, you little pesky little birds!
I finally got my revenge, but I had to hide away for a little while. I grew my hair out, so now I'm back at C.S. Porter to finish my education.
Why did you bring me here?
I just wanted you to know where I was and where I'm going.
And that's my book report, everybody.
Wait a minute, I die? I don't like this story.
That's a pretty good story.
B minus?
Out of the way, Mike! Alright, everybody, this is the coolest book report you'll ever see. So awesome, now take your hats off.
All right, so that was
pretty funny.
That was
good. I'm glad that you got the teacher involved.
That wasn't the teacher. It was another helper for the after-school program. Oh, but of course we don't have much time before we're going to be kicked off the air. So let's talk about. You can find out more about all our fun videos that we showed today at our website at www.wakeupmissoula.wix.com/wakeupmissoula.
Yep, you can like us on Facebook as well as like us on Twitter.
You can also follow MCAT on Twitter for new programming and what's going to be happening and what is happening.
Yep.
And of course, you can like MCAT on Facebook to watch all sorts of videos and more interviews.
Check out MCAT.org, and if you want to get a hold of us, it's 542-MCAT.
Yep. You can also email us at mcat@mcat.org. That simple. And yeah, for Wake Up Missoula, I'm Scott Ramph.
And I'm Noelle McFoy. Have a great weekend, everyone, and here's ASAP.